Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing our intermediate mat. I will give some beginner and advanced variations if you want to take them. So we'll start at the back of our mat, our feet in parallel. So we've got a slight gap in between, nothing too big. From there, chin down, pelvis tucks under, and we slowly start to roll all the way down. Let's see how much length we've got in the back of those legs. We'll bend the knees, walk the hands out, coming onto all fours for me. We're going to do our cat-cow, so knees under hips, hands under shoulders. We'll exhale, belly goes up, pelvis tucks round, head comes under. We push the shirt up to the ceiling. Inhale, we drop the stomach down, bottom and head lift. We exhale, round, shirt pushes up to the ceiling. And then inhale, belly comes down, head and bottom lifts. One more time, we round. And then we just come into our flat back for me. And from here we'll just start with our bird dog variation. So we'll take our left leg back, right arm forward. Inhale, we'll lift. Exhale, we replace and change sides. Inhale, lift. Exhale, we come back, change sides. So just slowly warming up the joints of the body. Nothing too fast today. Last one. And we just come into our rest position, toes together, knees apart, or you can do knees together, that's totally up to you. Coming back onto all fours, we'll just take that a little bit quicker and a little bit harder, but feel free just to go back to that swapping sides variation. Left leg back, right arm forward. We're going to inhale, lift, exhale, just tap down. Inhale, lift, exhale, just tap down. So we're focusing on one side now, keeping arm and leg nice and straight. Trying to keep belly button to spine. We're going to not arch our back. Hold the arm and leg up. Can we do little pulses here? Just little inches up and down, getting into the glute, getting into the back. Hold. Take the left leg out to the left, right arm out to the right, and back to middle. So we're now going out to the sides, testing our centre a little bit more. And replace, let's go for the other side, right leg back, left arm forward. We just lift and lower to begin. Just testing out our balance, making sure our centre's connected. We're not lifting the arm and leg too high. We hold, we take the leg to the right, the arm to the left, and back in. It's just a slight movement. And replace for me, pushing into that rest position again, lengthening out. Coming onto the stomach for me, hands underneath the shoulders or just next to the head, toes pointing back, slight gap between the legs if we can. We're going to start by inhaling, lifting head and chest up, hands can stay down. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. If you want, you can begin to lift the hands off and just squeezing underneath the shoulders a little bit. So when I say underneath the shoulders, we're really using something called our lats here and our serratus anterior. And the serratus anterior is this fan muscle here, which is really stabilising the shoulders. It's around the shoulder blade, underneath slightly. We're asking it to move Squeezing everything. Holding up at the top. Take some nice deep breaths in and out. And release. Let's just begin with the legs lifting and lowering. One leg at a time, keeping hip bones down. And then just rest, give that back a little bit of a wiggle side to side, and we're going to put the two together, leg and upper body. So we're going to lift the leg, lift head and chest, squeeze shoulders and lower. And again, other side. Remembering to breathe. Can we hold at the top on this next one, lift both feet up, and can we begin to kick up and down nice and controlled as if we were swimming. Hold, keep up. Can we click the heels and the legs together, really feeling this slightly in the lower back but also in the glutes and the legs. Hold and release. Push up and over, rest position, flexing that spine after the extension. From there, we're going to come onto our left-hand side and we're going to do some of our legs first today. So we're going to start with forearm down to begin with, left leg to the front of the mat, right leg is nice and straight, we're lifted out of that shoulder, lifted out of that waistline. We're going to lift and lower that top leg, breathing in and out. Holding at the top and circling that leg. Circling the opposite direction. Tapping the middle of the mat, lifting up and over, tapping in front of the left leg, up and over, tapping middle of the mat. So we're doing our rainbow taps, trying to keep our body nice and neutral. Still lifted out of that shoulder. Hold that leg nice and straight, flex the foot, bring the leg forward and then take it back to straight. Forward, take it back to straight, and that leg only comes as far forward as you can control. We don't want to lean the hips back, we want to keep them nice and stacked still. Hold the leg at the front, little lifts and lowers. Just inches up and down, keeping foot flex, really feeling that in the glute. And release, take that leg to the back corner of the mat, we'll lift and lower again. Really working hard into those legs. Hold, just tap the leg down, so we've got the left leg at the front, right leg slightly at the back. We're going to see if we can lift and lower both legs at the same time. It may not be a big lift, but you'll feel it into that waistline. We'll hold at the top. And we're going to begin to swim the legs, one leg forward, one leg back. And release. Wonderful. Coming to the right hand side. So we're on the forearm again, right leg at the front of the mat, this time left leg nice and straight, and again we're going to lift and lower. Working into that leg, but also using our serratus anterior, that muscle I spoke about earlier. This is what's stabilising our right shoulder blade now. So you may feel a bit of work into that arm, and that's fine. Hold and circle at the top. Circle the opposite way. Nice and controlled. Tap the middle of the mat, we come up and over, tap the front, up and over, tap back. Nice movements. Hold straight, let's flex that foot, bring it forward, take it back. Remember, we always have one side slightly stiffer than the other. This is my stiffer side, so I won't bring the leg as far forward. Hold at the front, little lifts and lowers. Inches up and down, feeling the work on the inner thigh, outer thigh and into the glute. Take that leg back to the back corner of the mat again, we lift and lower. Hold, tap it down. We're now going to try and lift and lower both legs at the same time. So we lift and lower. It may not be a big lift, and that's fine. Holding at the top, swimming the legs forward and back. And release. Beautiful. Give that bottom a little bit of a tap to get it through. Coming onto the mat now, and we're going to do our spine stretch. Really working into those legs a bit more. So remember, have a bend in that knee if you need nice tall posture. Arms in front. We're going to exhale, push forward if you're trying to touch the wall in front. Inhale, restack. Exhale, push forward. Inhale, restack. Just working into the length of that body. Restack, and then come and lie down on your mat. We'll come into our neutral spine to begin. So we'll just do our pelvic tilting. So feet on the floor, knees bent. Take a big breath in. Exhale, push the back onto the floor. Inhale, opposite direction. So it's like that pelvis is a clock. We're just going back and forth. 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock. And then we come halfway in between the two extremes. We have a slight gap underneath that back. So from there, we're going to lift one leg into tabletop and the other. So knee is over hip, where they've got the calf parallel to the floor. And we're going to begin with our toe tap. So we're pushing the thigh away, tapping the floor and lifting. And then the opposite side. Now it doesn't matter if you can't tap the floor, you could just move the leg an inch, that's fine. You can still feel that work in the tummy muscles in your centre, but we're going to try and tap down without letting that back lift. Inhale down, exhale up. Hold at the top, just hug the knees in, rocking that back side to side. Legs back into that tabletop position. Let's lift the arms up to the ceiling, and if we can, carry on with that toe tap. If you need to, you can place the arms back down, or you can do opposite arm, opposite leg, so the arm goes back as the leg comes forward. Just testing out that centre, seeing if we can still stabilise. Hold at the top. If your arms are down, feel free to keep them down. If your arms are up, we're going to try this a different way. Take your right leg out to the right slightly and bring it back to centre. Left leg goes out to the left. Bring it back to centre. We're now trying not to move the pelvis left and right. We're looking at the natural movement, range of motion in that hip. If you would like to make this slightly harder, you can take the leg out to the side and the opposite arm out to the side. So very similar to our taps, but this time we're just going off centre slightly. Couple more. And release. Again, just rocking back around. Just taking the time to reset that spine. From there, hug the right leg into the chest. Left leg can go to the ceiling for beginners. 45 for intermediate, and head and chest can lift as well, elbows out to the side. We're going to inhale and pulse this right leg back twice. So inhale, inhale, switch, pull the left leg back twice. Exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Last one each side. Hug both knees in, replace that head, just rock that back side to side. Let's lift the right leg up, grab behind the thigh with both hands or the calf. We're just not going to go behind the knee joint, choose one or the other. Left leg 45 degrees beginners or just off the floor for intermediate to advance. And again, we're doing the pull back twice. Inhale, inhale, switch, exhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more each side. Inhale, exhale. Hug the knees in, replacing head down. Taking that time to breathe. Beautiful. From there, interlinking the fingers behind the back of the head, legs back in that tabletop position. We're going to do a little bit of a difference on our crisscross now. So we're going to inhale, twist to the right. The left leg's going to come out. Then the right leg's going to come out. So we're doing a little pulse like we did before. So it's tabletop. Left leg extends, bends back in. Right leg extends, bends back in. Left leg extends, bends back in, and we're in our centre. We twist to the left. The right leg extends, comes back in. Left leg extends, comes back in, right leg extends, comes back in, and we meet in centre. So we'll do two more slow. Over to the right we twist as the left leg comes out. We switch, the right leg comes out. We switch again, the left leg comes out. And as the left leg comes back in, we meet in the centre. We twist to the left, right leg comes out. We switch the left leg, then the right leg, and we come back into centre. So take a second, reset that spine. We're going to do some of those a little bit quicker now. If this is too much for you, you just do one leg. So you twist to the right, extend the left leg, and then come back to centre. It's all about self-practice here. This is a bit more of advanced variation. So we come back up, legs in tabletop. Here we go. We twist to the right. We go left leg out, then right, then left, back to centre. We twist to the left, right leg, left leg, right leg, back to centre. And again, 1, 2, 3, back to centre. Twist, 1, 2, 3, back to centre. Again, 1, 2, 3, back to centre. Last time, 1, 2, 3, back to centre. Rocking that back for me. Nice big deep breaths. Replacing the feet onto the floor. We're going to do some of our bridges. We're in our neutral. We have that slight gap. Take a big breath in. Exhale, push the back down onto the floor. We lift the bottom, the middle back, the upper back. All the way up. We take a big breath in. And slowly come down, top, middle and bottom. Into neutral again, rolling all the way up. And rolling all the way down. A few more like this, rolling all the way up. And then slowly down. And again, last one, all the way up. Can we hold at the top on this one? And can we begin to march the legs up into tabletop? So right leg lifts and then the left. We keep that back in its neutral position but lifted. We're showing our leggings to the wall behind, really getting that push from the glutes. We have a challenge here, so for beginners feel free to replace both feet onto the floor. Intermediate advanced, hold the left leg up into that tabletop position. Can we roll down out of our bridge into neutral, and then roll all the way back up. So we're doing our bridges just on one leg now. It's a lot harder, you've got to stabilise and still bring the hips up. Let's change legs. Right leg lift, so we've got to think of that hip to hip, rib to rib placement. Can't let one side dip down, so it'll be a little bit more unstable. It's a good way of testing which leg is stronger. Hold at the top, replace the foot, and slowly roll down. Just rock the knee side to side. We'll definitely try that one again to make sure that we have it down to a T the best we can, so we roll up. Again, beginners, feel free to keep both feet on the floor and just practice your bridge. Intermediate, we will lift the left leg up into tabletop. Advanced, feel free to lengthen the leg completely. So again, let's roll all the way down. We're in neutral, and then roll all the way up. Again, rolling down. We come into our neutral. We push down to 6, the bottom lifts, we come up. Let's change legs. Right leg this time, so we roll down. We come to neutral, we push the back to 6. And then we roll up. Again, roll down. Back to 6. And roll up. Replace that foot down and just take time to hold in that bridge. Just take some nice deep breaths, really think about your placement. And begin to roll all the way down. Again, rocking the knees side to side. From there, we're going to come and take a sit onto our mat. We're going to look at some of our spine twists here in our saw. Open the legs up the width of the mat, arms in our tabletop position. We inhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes onto the mat, and exhale, we come forward. And we restack, twist to the left. Right hand comes down, and we come forward. If that is working for you, you inhale to the right, left hand on the mat, right arm reaches behind, and we come down. So your choice here, really. Taking the time, feeling that stretch. Last one each side. And release, just bring those legs together. We'll do a few spine stretch forward. Nice and slow. And up. Last one. And we roll up, we just roll those shoulders. From there, we're going to come onto our forearms here. So we're on our back still, our forearms are on the floor, our elbows are underneath our shoulder blades are squeezing together, our back is lifted, and what I mean by that is we haven't sunken down, shrugging our shoulders are back, chest up. Let's try and lift both legs into tabletop to see if we can hold. The back will bend down ever so slightly. If this is hard enough for you, hold here. If you can, let's lengthen the right leg in front and then bend it back into tabletop. Inhale, left leg pushes out and then back to tabletop. So we're into our core again here, our centre. Holding the legs in tabletop, replacing the feet down for a second. Shake that head yes and no, make sure we haven't jammed into the neck. Let's lift both legs into our tabletop position. We're going to take both legs over to the right. The left bum cheek will lift slightly. And back to centre. Inhale to the left, the right bum cheek lifts. Back to centre. So this is where we are asking our centre, our tummy muscles to engage. We're asking for control and stability. Notice how both of my knees still stay in line. I'm not letting them stagger. One more each side. And replace, just put yourself up to a seated position. Relax those shoulders for a second. We're going to try that one more time, but a slight different variation here. So back onto your forearms. Again, if that was hard enough as it was, feel free just to carry on with just pushing the legs out, just holding the legs there, whatever works for your practice. If going right to left felt okay, let's go to the right. Push the knees away slightly as if you were drawing a circle, back to middle. Over to the left, bring the knees back up. Centre, so it's like we're drawing a circle with those knees. This should feel quite nice on the bottom of the back, on that pelvis. We're going around the pelvis. You're going to feel that work. I'm definitely shaking. And release, coming back up for me. Just sitting however you want, just to release tension in that back. Come and lie down on your back for me now, feet on the floor, knees bent. We'll just take the hands behind the right leg, hug the knee into the chest, and then try and straighten the leg for me. Even if the leg has to come forward, that's fine. We hug in and we lengthen. Just getting some movement in that leg. When you're ready, you're going to put that right ankle on the left leg, opening the right knee out. Make sure you don't drop the right hip. From there, take the hands behind the left leg, lifting the left leg into tabletop and just opening that knee out to the side. Feeling that stretch down the right bottom cheek into the right leg, our figure 4 stretch here. And release, we'll do the same for the other leg. So both feet on the floor, take your hands behind your left leg, we hug the knee in, and then we straighten. Just keep that going, just getting some length through the leg. Remembering one side will be stiffer than the other, so don't worry if one side feels a bit different. Putting the left ankle on the right leg, then lifting that right leg into tabletop, hugging the knee in. Opening the left leg to the side, feeling that lovely stretch down the left glute and leg. And replace down for me. From there, just come onto your tummy. This next exercise, if you have got any lower back issues, just be wary. We don't want to hurt that lower back. Just really listen to your body. We're doing a stretch here for your quad into your hip flexor, but again, you need to do your self practice at the moment just to check. So put your right forearm in front of you so it's parallel with the front of the mat. Take your left hand behind and grab your left ankle, your left foot. I'd like you to push your foot into your hand into your foot, and you're going to try and lift your knee up off the mat, and you're going to feel quite an intense stretch down the front of that leg. Please note both of my hip bones are on the floor. I haven't tilted to one side, so even if you cannot lift your leg up, that is fine. Just give that foot a little bit of a pull in. If you can't do this at all, again, we just work towards it. Release that leg, let's change sides. Pulling the right leg in this time, trying to lift. Nice big breaths in and out. Replacing the leg back down, pushing up and over into your rest position. Toes together, knees together, or toes together, knees apart is perfectly fine. From there, back onto hands and knees, we'll do a few cat-cow. Exhale, we round that back. Shirt up to ceiling. Inhale, belly down, head and bottom lift. Exhale, we round. Pushing the shirt up. Inhale, belly down, head and bottom lift. Come into your flat back for me. Take a look at your left bottom cheek as if you're reaching round to check. Middle over to the right, reaching round. Back to middle. We'll take one leg back, then the other into our plank position, and then we're going to lift our bottom up, coming into our elephant. So you can have a bent knee if you need to, just gazing between the arms. You can try and straighten the legs if you want. And then slowly walk the hands back in towards the feet, just holding down in this folded position for a second. Feel the length that we've created in the back of the legs. We should have improved slightly since the start of class. And then bend the knees, slowly roll that spine, restacking the bones one by one. Last thing to come up should be the head and the shoulders. We can just do a few shoulder rolls. And you are done. Thank you for joining me in this video, and I look forward to seeing you soon.